And welcome back to Mike Carter Field. We're getting ready to start game number 2 of the doubleheader between the Tyler Junior College Apaches and the North Arkansas Pioneers. Dr. John Groth here on the play-by-play. Austin Chernisek is taking his warm-up tosses. First pitch in there, strike one. Underway at 2:23 Central Time here in Tyler. Next pitch is going to be outside. We'll catch you up with the lineups here momentarily. Still getting them written in myself. So it was a quick turnaround here between games of a doubleheader. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ray Gonzalez back in the leadoff spot for the Pioneers for the 3rd game in a row. Gonzalez 1 for 3 in the first game today. 1-2 pitch. Just missed outside. Ball 2. Mr. Umpire needs to open it up a little bit here. Had a big zone last night. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. First strikeout for Chernisek. And there's one away in the first inning.
Cody Fields.
And here's second baseman Cody Fields. Cody Fields did not play in game 1. He did come in as a replacement in last night's ball game. And he did get one at bat last night. He struck out. First pitch in there, strike 1. 0-1 to second baseman Cody Fields. Try to run through this lineup. A couple of changes for the Pioneers. Apaches have a few changes as well. After Cody Fields will be first baseman Baker Wilson. Third baseman Austin Passmore bats cleanup. Catcher Chris Worthy in the 5 spot. Shortstop Jacob Watson. DH Joey Soto. Right fielder Jake Golden. And center fielder Cord Simpson. Starting 9 in the batting lineup for the Pioneers. On the mound for the Pioneers, sophomore Dean Smizer. There's your starters for North Ark. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cody Fields. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Austin Chernisek.
Now
and there's 2 away.
Number 20, Baker Wilson.
Defensively for the Apaches, in left it's Jarrell McDade. In center it's Braden Wise. In right, Bo Busing. Around the infield it's Colton Whitehouse at third. Luke Boyd gets to start at short. Matt McCusick back at second base. Eric Bullock at first. Blake Maddox behind the plate. And on the mound, 6 foot 185 right into the sophomore from Katy, Texas, Austin Chernisek. Cherney's 2-1 with a 5.35 ERA, 35 and a third innings pitched, 36 strikeouts, 25 walks on the year for Austin Chernisek. And he's quickly ahead of Baker Wilson, 0-2. Wilson was 0 for 2 in the first game today. He got a couple of hits in last night's game. He was 2 for 5. Had a good chat with Phil Wilson. He's here this weekend. The former coach of the Pioneers and Baker's father. Swing and a miss. And there's 3 up and 3 down and 3 strikeouts. Chernisek throwing well in the first. The Apaches will get their first look at Dean Smizer in just a second. All right, let's set the Apache lineup for you. Leading off is Braden Wise, batting second, DH Chase Evans. Right fielder Bo Busing bats third. Cleanup hitters Jarrell McDade in left field. Third baseman Colton Whitehouse bats fifth. Blake Maddox will bat sixth and catch. First baseman Eric Bullock in the seventh spot. Second baseman Matt McCusick bats eighth. And Luke Boyd, the shortstop, bats in the ninth position for Coach Wren and the Apaches. 32-20 going into this ball game. Defensively for the North Ark Pioneers, Ray Gonzalez in left, Cord Simpson in center, Jake Golden in right. Around the infield is Austin Passmore at third, Jacob Watson at short, Cody Fields at second, Baker Wilson at first, Chris Worthy back behind the plate. And on the mound, the right-handed sophomore from Flippin, Arkansas, Dean Smizer. He's 2-3 with a 9.33 ERA, 27 innings pitched, 14 strikeouts, 17 walks for the right-handed sophomore, Dean Smizer. This is Smizer's 12th appearance of the year and just his second start. 1-1 pitch, misses high. It's 2-1 to Braden Wise. Inside, 3-1. Apaches took last night's ball game 5-2, and game one was a close game until the third. Apaches scored 10 runs in that big third inning. They brought 16 batters to the plate, and they cruised from there to a final of 12-1 in game one today. This will be the last ball game of the season for the Pioneers. They are a Region 14 participant. I'm sorry, Region 2, excuse me. And they are the lone Division III school in their region. And they have a self-imposed NJCAA sanction this year, so they will not be going to the district tournament. NJCAA rules dictate that if you stay over 500, if you're a single team region and you stay over 500, you should qualify for some sort of postseason in your district. And normally, if the Pioneers were over 500, they would be coming to the district tournament. This year, well, two things. One, they have the self-imposed sanctions, and second of all, they are right now at present 1 game under 500. First pitch misses to Chase Evans, the designated hitter. We have seen a little bit of the shuffling of the deck of the lineup. Apaches have used 9 pitchers so far in the 2 games, trying to get everyone out there for last competitive situation for the Apaches before Thursday's District C tournament. We'll talk a lot about that district tournament throughout this ball game. Trying to get you ready for that. Had a couple of questions on the broadcast side of it, and still some questions to be answered on exactly how we're going to handle that. As our desire is to broadcast all of the games, our ability to do so, not sure if we're going to be able to do all of them or not with the play-by-play. I know that UT Tyler, I just happen to be the broadcaster for both UT Tyler and TJC, and they are hosting an NCAA regional tournament out at Irwin Field in Tyler starting on Thursday. 6-team bracket, just like this one. So I'll be likely going back and forth between UT Tyler and Mike Carter Field later this week.
Now batting number 20, Bo Busing.
Well, Bo Busing will step in with 2 men aboard and nobody out. Two on, nobody out for Busing. First pitch in there, strike 1. So Dean Smizer still trying to find the rhythm out there, as is the case for almost all starting pitchers. That first inning, always a big challenge for him. And all right, the Cherniseks watching from Rosenberg, Texas. Go Austin. So awesome. Appreciate you checking in there. And heard from Miss Hughes, and I agree with you. It was great to see Avery back on the hill and do well in those last couple innings. And so we appreciate the checking in on the YouTube message system. Feel free to shoot me a note either there or through the Remind system. Give you a shout out. That ball's well hit. High, deep left field. And it's out of here. Into the trees. A 3-run homer for Bo Busing. Apaches jump out early in this one. 2 walks and a 3-run blast into the trees. Bo Busing got every bit of that one. And it's 3-0 Tyler.
Now batting number 12, Jarrell McDade.
Bo Busing, that's home run number 3 of the year, and it's RBIs 13, 14, and 15. 3-0 Apaches. Here's Jarrell McDade. And they'll have to, he's now a leadoff hitter. Nobody out, first inning. First pitch is in there, strike 1. Apaches still in their all whites on Mother's Day. Got the sweet whites going today. And Pioneers wearing the red tops with the gray trim and the gray pants and gray ball caps with the red bills. 0-2 quickly to left fielder Jarrell McDade, the cleanup hitter here in game 2. Off speed, McDade out in front, pops it just out of play down the right side. I think we're still 0-2, aren't we? Yeah, if you do a foul ball, that's going to click it over to an out. He's used to doing the I score. 0-2 pitch. A good piece of hitting right there by McDade. He'll take a good turn and hustle to second. It's a Cred Biggio hustling double for Jarrell McDade. Like to see the hustle by Jarrell. A 2B9. And that's what you like to see on the front end of a district tournament. Coming around first base hard every time. And that's going to bring up the third baseman, Colton Whitehouse. Whitehouse did not play in game 1. He did play in last night's ball game. He was 0 for 3. Last night a 5-2 Apache win. Game 1 today, a 12-1 win. A bunt popped up and just out of the reach of Chris Worthy, the catcher. Strike 1. Well, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. Got a lot of moms at the ballpark today. Hope you're enjoying your day. Appreciate you spending some of it with us here at Mike Carter Field. And if you haven't contacted your mother, you need to do it. Call her today. Got a chance to get home, then get home and give her a big old hug. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. McDade at second. 3 runs are in, 2 walks and a 3-run blast by Bo Busing. McDade followed that up with a hustling double to right field. The pitch. Ground ball to short. Watson goes to first. And there's 1 out here in the first inning. That'll go 6-3. And McDade hustles over to third base.
Now batting number 24,
here's Blake Maddox.
Blake Maddox.
Maddox did not play in game 1 today, and he did not play in last night's game. So different catcher for all 3 games for the Apaches. And I'll tell you, going into the district, you need to have some catching available. Obviously, the best case scenario for the Apaches this weekend will be staying in the winner's bracket. I think if you do that, you only play 1 game a day. Breaking pitch misses. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Take a peek at that bracket again. And so the Apaches play Thursday at 4 If they win, they'll play Friday at 4. Ground ball foul. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Blake Maddox. If the Apaches win the first 2 games, they would play Saturday at 4. And if they win that game, on to the World Series for the Apaches. But a lot to happen between now and then. Certainly some stiff competition in the District C tournament. Not the least of which be the Coastal Bend Cougars. Went to the Game 7, bottom of the 9th with the Cougars. And if the Cougars win their first game against Northlake, that's who the Apaches will see in that 4 o'clock Thursday game. 2-2 to Blake Maddox. Fly ball left field, deep enough to score the run. Gonzalez goes over, makes the catch, and McDade comes home to score the 4th run of the inning on the sac fly by Blake Maddox. RBI for Blake. And Jarrell McDade hustles home. 4-0 Tyler. Here's Eric Bullock. First time here in the second game. Eric played the whole first game. And he was 2 for 4. A couple of singles, an RBI. Scored a couple of runs. Trying to build on that here in game 2. We're at the 7th position. The Apaches have posted 4 runs here in the first. Right-handed sophomore from Flippin, Arkansas, Dean Smizer. Working here in the first inning. The 1-0. Low 2-0. Apaches 32-20 coming in, and the Pioneers 16-17. Bobby Holland, first-year head coach, leading the Pioneers. Looping line drive into center, and Eric Bullock fought that one off for a 2-out single to center field. Here's Matt McCusick, 8th batter of the inning.
Now batting number 4, Matt McCusick.
Well, if you look at the bracket, if the Apaches, I think we talked about this last night, if the Apaches were to lose their Thursday at 4 o'clock game, they would play early morning Friday. And if they win that, they'd play again Friday. And if they won that, they'd play Saturday at noon. And if they won that, they'd play Saturday at 4. So if you lose a game, it's doubleheader city the rest of the way. The only thing that wouldn't be a doubleheader if you drop in that loser's bracket is that if game, if you force it. The last game of the tournament, that would be Sunday at 2. So, boy, you gotta, the best path is to stay in the winner's bracket. But if you go in that loser's bracket, you're gonna have to win 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. You got to win 5 games in 3 days if you drop in that loser's bracket. 2-0 count. It's going to miss low. 3-0 to Matt McCusick. Luke Boyd would be next, the 9th batter of the inning. Dean Smizer comes set. The 3-0. Over the heart of the plate, 3-1. The big right-hander sets, delivers, ground ball to second. This is Cody Fields, and he'll flip it over for the final out. The Apaches end up getting 4 runs on 3 hits. The big blow, a 3-run blast by Bo Busing. And your new score after 1 complete at Mike Carter Field, 4-0 Tyler. And welcome back to Mike Carter. Happy Mother's Day. We heard from a lot of the moms, Miss Trahan and Miss Evans. Happy Mother's Day to you. Miss Hughes and Miss Cavazos. Not sure if I'm saying that right, but Austin Chernisek's family. So thanks for checking in, all of you. Happy Mother's Day. That pitch is fouled straight back. It's 1 ball, 1 strike on Austin Passmore. And he did not play in game 1. He did come into the game last night and got a single to right. He pinched hit. He came off the bench and got a single to right field in the 7th inning. Last night's 5-2 Apache win. 2 balls and a strike. Austin Chernisek struck out the side in the first. Ground ball. Third base. Whitehouse fields it on the short hop. Nicely done. And there's 1 out here in the 2nd inning. Cherney was on pace to strike out 27 Pioneers. And that streak is broken. Here's Chris Worthy, the catcher. First pitch gets away inside, ball 1. Worthy was the DH in game 1. He was 0 for 3. He did catch in last night's game, and he was 0 for 4 last night. So still looking for his first hit in the series is Chris Worthy, the 1-0. Pitch missed, and it's 2-0. Austin Chernisek, his 17th appearance of the year and his 5th start. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and a strike. Left-handed batting catcher, Chris Worthy. The 2-1. Line shot foul. And nobody home in the first base coach's box. That's a no-no. Got to get somebody over there. Here's the 2-2 outside, and that'll take the count to full at 3-2. 1 out, nobody aboard. The payoff pitch. Little looper into right and over the head of McCusick. There's your first hit for the Pioneers.
Now batting, number 10, Jacob Watson.
Here's the shortstop, Jacob Watson. Watson was 1 for 3. He doubled in the first game, so he was 1 for 3. In last night's game, he was 0 for 4. First pitch swinging, pops it out of play. No balls, 1 strike. Chernisek with a 2-1 record, 5.35 ERA in 35 1/3 innings of work. 0-1 pitch, high, 1-1. In 35 1/3, 36 strikeouts and 25 walks for the sophomore from Seven Lakes High School, Katy, Texas. The pitch, swung on and missed. Very low pitch, and he got Watson to chase it. Well, Worthy's a catcher, and Bullock is not holding him. Kind of an interesting move there. This is low, and that's possible that Coach Wren has told Eric to step behind the run. He must have. A little surprised at it. Breaking pitch, and he froze him. 4th strikeout for Austin Chernisek.
Now batting, number 18, Joey
Here's the DH,
Soto.
Joey Soto. He caught in game 1, was 0 for 3 in that one. And he was the DH in last night's game. He was 1 for 3 with an RBI to center field in last night's ball game. First pitch misses, 1-0. 2 outs. The runner at first is Chris Worthy. 4-0 Apaches. Popped out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Do we have, surely we have guys that graduated, huh? You know how many? I know in the past years they've had a little graduation ceremony out here. Line drive into the corner, well hit. 1 hops the fence. Soto on his way to second base. It's a 2-out double for Joey Soto. That ball was well hit. Worthy goes to third base. And with 2 outs, Jake Golden will have a chance to cut the lead in half here with a single.
Now batting.
2 runners in scoring position.
Jake Golden.
Jake Golden, the right fielder, steps in, having a little chat with the home plate umpire here. Cherney's going to go from the windup here with second and third, 2 outs. First pitch in there, strike 1. Well, game time temperature of toasty 82 degrees. The 0-1. Fastball misses. High, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. We have a southwesterly breeze at 5 miles an hour, so really nothing to speak of here in terms of wind or a breeze. But when it gets warm, that's what we get, that south-southwesterly that blows really across the field from right foul pole to left foul pole. Really won't affect the ball at all in this ball game. And it'll just get hotter and hotter today. I'm telling you, that turf quite reflects that. On a day like today, it's just really, really hot out there. As the sun, those rubber pellets seem to hold that heat. Strike 3 called. It's the 5th strikeout for Cherney. And the inning is over. We're through 1.5 here in Tyler, Texas. The Apaches lead at 4-0. Back to Mike Carter in just a minute. Nine, 1 and 2 here in the Apache second inning. Luke Boyd leads it off. First at bat of the series for Luke Boyd. Did not play last night, did not play in game 1 today. First pitch misses, 1-0. Dean Smizer back on the hill. The 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. Popped out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike. pitch. Swing and a miss. Two balls, two strikes to the shortstop, Luke Boyd. Big right-hander. Dean Smizer winds and delivers. Base hit up the middle. Good swing right there by Boyd to get things started in the second for the Apaches. Roll it back to the top of the lineup. Braden Wise walked and scored on the 3-run shot by Bo Busey.
Now batting number 1, Braden Wise.
Well, and that's going to get some action down in the bullpen for the Pioneers. A couple guys going down there to start tossing. We do have someone throwing in the Apache bullpen. Not sure how many pitchers we might see. Chernusek has thrown 36 pitches through 2 innings, striking out 5 batters. Peyton Adams is getting loose. So we did see Travis French get loose in the first game, did not come in. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. 2 balls and no strikes to Braden Wise. Batting for the second time. The Apaches brought 8 batters to the plate in the first inning. And that's a ball, 3-0. They brought 16 batters to the plate in the third inning of game 1. Scored 10 runs. .30 pitch, and it's in there for a strike, and Smizer lost his footing. I don't know if he's injured or not. I don't know what happened there, but pitch was a strike, and I looked up, and he was on one knee. I just lost his footing there. 3 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. Boyd at first base after the single, and there's another walk to Braden Wise. His second in 2 innings. And that's the 3rd walk of the game for Smizer. And first and second, no one out. That's going to bring a visit from head coach Bobby Howard. I have it written wrong. Enjoyed talking to Coach Howard before the first game on the pregame interview. And he has a quick discussion with Dean Smizer and tells the bullpen, let's get it going.
Now batting number 18, Chase Evans.
And here's Chase Evans now for the second time in 2 innings. He walked and scored on the 3-run homer by Busey. Boyd's at second base. He singled to open the inning. Wise at first. First pitch in there, strike 1 to Chase Evans. Evans, .284 hitter on the year, 14 doubles, 3 home runs, 20 RBIs for the Apache designated hitter. It's in there for a strike. The 1-1. That's going to stay up in the zone on the breaking pitch. And it's 1-2. Mr. Umpire says. First and second, nobody out at the 2 spot in the Apache lineup. The pitch swung on and missed. And that'll be the first strikeout of the ball game for Smizer. Good breaking pitch. Got Evans to chase it. And there's 1 out. Here's Bo Busey.
Number 20, Bo Busey.
Bo had the big 3-run homer in the first inning, and boy, he's got a chance to do it again. He catches another one here. 2 runners on, and now the catcher, Chris Worthy, I don't know if he's got an equipment thing. I guess he must. Looks like he's adjusting something there. He's asked for time. His shin guard looks like it came unstrapped, and he's got to fix that, and he's ready to go. 1 out, 2 aboard for Bo Busing. Hit his 3rd home run of the year. First pitch missed inside, 1-0. Smizer comes set, the pitch, and falls behind now, 2-0. It's 3-0. I actually have 2:59 Central Time here on a toasty Mother's Day afternoon. Mike Carter Field. Tell you what, he's coming close to balking. Got to come to that discernible pause. He's kind of rolling right through that set position. 3 balls and no strikes now. Smizer tries to work from behind. And he's falling way off to the right. I think he's hurt. He's looking into the dugout, and they're going to make a change. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is for the Pioneers when we come back. Bases loaded. 1 out here in the 2nd inning. All right, the new pitcher for the Pioneers, right-handed freshman from Thayer, Missouri, Landon Tyler. And if I remember correctly, Tyler, he got a pinch hit somewhere in these games. Not finding his name on my sheet. But he'll come in on the mound. And for Landon Tyler, he's 0-0 with a 2.57 ERA. This is his 3rd appearance of the year as a pitcher. He's only thrown 7 innings. In those 7 innings of work, he struck out 6 batters, and walked 5. And he will face Jarrell McDade. McDade doubled to right field his first time up, a hustling double. First pitch to McDade is going to be high, ball 1. Bases loaded with Apaches. Boyd at 3rd, Wise at 2nd, Bo Busing at first base. The pitch. Big swing and a miss by Jarrell McDade. 1 ball, 1 strike. Going from the set position to 1-1. Stays up. 2 balls, 1 strike. the 2-1. Got in on the hands, a little pop up to second base, easy catch for Fields. And that's the second out of the inning. Like a fastball, and it got in on the hands of Jarrell McDade. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Colton Whitehouse. Whitehouse grounded out to short his first time up today. Did not play in game 1. Over 3 in last night's game. First pitch misses. It's 1-0. The Apaches with an opportunity to extend a 4-0 lead here. Bases loaded, 1 out. Now there's 2 outs. And you'll see if Landon Tyler can get the Pioneers out of this jam. Got a good fastball in on the hands of McDade, but he's fallen behind Whitehouse here, nowhere to put him. Tyler comes set, the pitch. Popped out of play to the left side, going to get into the bleachers. And now you're 1 strike away. Is it 2-2? 2-1. 2-1. Colton Whitehouse trying to extend the inning for the Apaches. They have not scored in this inning. They lead at 4-0. Swing and a miss. He evens it up at 2-2. Now you're 1 strike away from getting out of trouble. Landon Tyler, freshman from Thayer, Missouri. On in relief of Dean Smizer. The pitch. That missed up and away, and it's full. Runners will be moving on this pitch. So pretty good speed on the bases here. A double might score 3. Fly ball, center field. Plenty of room for Cord Simpson. And he'll make the one-handed catch for the final out. The Apaches threaten, but they can't do anything with the bases loaded 1 out scenario that they had. And a good job by Landon Tyler. Comes out of the bullpen. Gets a bloop to second and a fly ball to center to end the Apache second. It's 4-0. Back in a minute for Mike Carterfield. All right, the Apaches have gone to Peyton Adams on the mound. So you can wrap up the book on Austin Chernusek. Chernusek goes 2 complete innings, strikes out 5 batters through 36 pitches. Gave up no runs and 2 hits. And here's Peyton Adams, 5'11" and 170, right-handed freshman from Baytown, Texas. Peyton Adams, 5-3 with a 5.28 ERA. His 9th appearance of the year. He does have a complete game. 46 innings pitched, 30 strikeouts, and 19 walks. For the freshman from Baytown, Texas, Peyton Adams now pitching for the Apaches. 9-1-2. Here's Cord Simpson. First pitch misses inside. Ball 1. That pitch missed outside. 2 balls and no strikes. swing and a miss. 2-1 on Cord Simpson. Cord Simpson was 0 for 3 in game 1, grounded out to short, struck out, popped up to center field. 2-1 pitch misses away. Is that a strike? I thought it was 3-1. Fouled out of play. Now it's we'll see Mr. Umpire if he changes that. I thought it was a ball. That last pitch was fouled off, and it is 3-2. Nobody on and nobody out. Top of the third. Little tapper to second. McCusick backhands and makes the routine play to get the first out of the third inning. Ball hopped over Peyton Adams' head, and Matt McCusick had to take a couple of steps towards second and made the play. Here's Ray Gonzalez, struck out swinging. First at bat. First pitch swing, and he pops this one up. Colton Whitehouse at third base makes the catch. 2 outs. Cody Fields will step in.
6, Cody Fields.
Fields struck out his first time up. Again, he got a pinch hit last night. Two outs and nobody aboard. First pitch over the outside corner, strike one. The 0-1 pitch, that's laced into right field. Solid single for Cody Fields. We saw him do that last night. So he goes the other way again here in the third inning. And here's Baker Wilson.
Number 20, Baker Wilson.
Well, you heard Coach Howard talk about Baker Wilson. Excellent student, as well as being an excellent baseball player. And he's headed to, golly, I'm not going to remember, Central Baptist in Arkansas. It's an NAI school. Next year. Had a chance to meet him between ball games. Went down and talked to his father, Phil, who used to be the coach for the Pioneers. 2 balls and no strikes to Baker Wilson. All over that one, but foul. Look out down the Apache bullpen. 2-1. Wilson was 0 for 2 in game 1. He was 2 for 5 last night. Breaking pitch just missed, not by much. 3-1 to the Pioneer first baseman. Austin Passmore would be next. Swing and a miss. I can hear Phil Wilson's voice on the crowd mic. He's coaching through the net. Just heard him say, "Stay back." The payoff pitch. Fouls it away and stays alive. We talked about Baker's unique setup here, and Coach Wilson taught him that when he was very young because he had trouble staying back on the ball. Had to go get everything. Stay tall. Full count with 2 outs. Cody Fields at first. Baker Wilson at the plate. Got those high hands to start it. The 3-2 again. Fly ball right field. Plenty of room. And the final out is hauled in by Bo Busing. And we'll go to the bottom half of inning number 3. The Pioneers strand a 2-out single at first base. It's 4-0 Apaches. Back in a minute from Mike Carter Field in Tyler, Texas. Bottom of inning number 3, the Apaches bring Maddox, Bullock, and McCusick to the plate.
Leading off for the Apaches,
6, 7, and 8.
Blake Maddox.
Well, thanks for checking back in, Miss Wilson. Rooting for Baker. And Nana is watching from Waynesboro, Virginia, looking for her closer, J.P. Gorby. We'll see if he gets on the mound today. We're supposed to play 9, and we've had a debate up in the press box as to whether we're going to play any kind of run rule. So far, it doesn't look like we're worried about that. It's 4-0 Apaches in the 3rd inning. So far, the Apaches have used 2 pitchers, and the next pitch actually hits Blake Maddox. He'll reach. Landon Tyler back on the mound for the Pioneers as Maddox jogs down to first base. Here's Eric Bullock. So Maddox, after the sac fly his first time up, still doesn't have an official at bat. There's Dylan Broadway, doing an awesome job with the bats and the balls to the umpire. And here's the long fella, Eric Bullock, singled to center his first time up. First pitch high and away on the fastball, 1-0. Appreciate the check-ins on the YouTube messages. Pop-up, right side is going to get out of play into the bleachers. And into the hops on the concourse here down below us. 1 ball, 1 strike. A sunny, bright day, partly cloudy, some puffy clouds every once in a while, but game time temp was 82. Southwesterly breeze at 5. The nicest part of the weather since that system moved through Thursday is the humidity has dropped. 45% humidity is actually less yesterday. Creeping up a little bit today, but still very comfortable. High fly ball left field. Just missed that one. Gonzalez has got room. Makes the catch. And there's 1 out. That's going to bring up Matt McCusick. McCusick grounded out to second base his first time up. 0 for 1 in this ball game. Matt McCusick has played both ball games. He only got 1 at bat in game 1. He walked and scored in that long 3rd inning. First pitch swinging to second. 4, 6, 3. Nicely done by the Pioneer infield. It's a double play. And that ends the 3rd inning for the Apaches. We'll head to inning number 4. 4-0. The Apaches lead the Pioneers. A beautiful Mother's Day to you. Back in just a minute. Austin Passmore will lead it off for the Pioneers from North Arkansas College. Came all the way down from Harrison, Arkansas. Game 3 of a 3-game series. Apaches won last night 5-2. They won game 1 today 12-1. First pitch swing, and he pops it straight up to center field. Braden Wise drifts in, makes the catch for out number 1.
Now batting, number 15.
The catcher, Chris Worthy, will
Worthy.
step in. He singled to right field his first time up. 1 for 1 in this ball game. Well, we hope a lot of you can get over here to Tyler for the district tournament this week. But if you can't make it, our desire is to, at this point, broadcast all the games. We may not be able to have the audio play-by-play on every one of them, but we're going to try to do the video for all of them. And we're still working out the details on that as well. So I would stay tuned to the ApacheAthletics.com. There'll be a Tournament Central. I believe there will be. I can't speak out of school here. Usually they have a central place where you can go for updated brackets and updated scores, and hopefully possibly it would be a link to the broadcast at that Tournament Central site. But I would keep logging in to the ApacheAthletics.com homepage. Go to the baseball page. It probably will be one of the main features on the athletic website this week as more of the details come out about the District C tournament. As we noted last night, all but one of the districts will be playing their play-in games this weekend, the district tournaments, and there's a lead-off walk, or I'm sorry, one-out walk to Worthy.
Now batting, number 10, Jacob Watson.
And that's the first walk of the ball game for Apache pitchers. Here's Jacob Watson, the shortstop, struck out looking his first time up. Peyton Adams on the mound. Came on in the 3rd inning. This is his 2nd inning of work. First pitch in there, strike 1 to Watson. Watson 0 for 1 in this one. He doubled in the first game. He was 1 for 3. Line drive, caught by Boyd at short, and he'll throw behind the runner for the double play. Nice play by Luke Boyd to catch Chris Worthy, who had drifted off first base on the line drive up the middle. That'll end the inning in the 4th. We're through 3.5, 4-0. Tyler leads North Arkansas. Back in just a minute from Mike Carter Field. And welcome back to Mike Carter Field. Home plate umpire doing a little jig there. As Luke Boyd steps in. How many times that happened? A guy makes a great play and he's the leadoff guy in the next inning. First pitch in there, strike 1 to Boyd. He singled to center his first time up. Ball gets away from the catcher. 1-1. Landon Tyler came on with 1 out in the 2nd inning. He's still out there on the mound. Ball misses outside. 2-1 to Boyd. The pitch. Fouled straight back. Boyd takes a good, healthy swing at a fastball. And it's even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Boyd hitting in the 9 spot. Nobody on and nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. Waited on the breaking pitch, hammered it to center, but there's room for Simpson to go back and make the catch. 1 out. Stepping in is Braden Wise now. Braden Wise has been up twice, and he has walked twice. Wise did not play in the first game today. He did play last night. 2 for 4 in last night's game. There's a drag or push bunt to the right side. Throw to first. Got him. Mr. Umpire took his time making the call over there. Good attempt. You just, boy, if you get that by Tyler on the mound, Landon Tyler was able to field that. If you get that by the pitcher, it's a hit. But Landon Tyler was able to field it and just did get Braden Wise at first base. First pitch misses. 1-0 to Chase Evans. Walked in the first, struck out in the second. The 1-0. Looping fly ball, right field. This should do it. Caught in right by Jake Golden for the final out. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across for the Apaches in inning number 4. We go to the 5th. 4-0. Tyler leads it. Cameron Carver is the new Apache pitcher. The freshman from Bryan, Texas. 6'1" and 215. Carver 0-0 with a 5.63 ERA. His 7th appearance of the year. He does have 1 start. 8 innings pitched for Carver. 7 strikeouts, 8 walks. For the freshman from Bryan High School, Bryan, Texas. Not sure if he went to Bryan High School or not. And it's quickly 0-2 on Joey Soto, the designated hitter. 7, 8, and 9 for the Pioneers here in the 5th inning. We're just an hour and 6 minutes in. This game's moving right along here. After a 4-run first, it's been nothing but zeros for both squads since then. Apaches scored 4 in the first. They brought 8 batters to the plate, but smooth sailing for both pitching staffs since that point. Apaches used 4 pitchers in game 1. They used 5 last night, and they've on their 3rd pitcher in this one. So that would be 12 pitchers have pitched so far this weekend, exactly as Coach Wren talked about on the pregame shows both days, just trying to get a lot of guys on the mound to get some live hitters and get some different hitters in there to see some live pitching as well. Well, it's a leadoff walk.
Jake Golden.
And it'll be the second walk for Apache pitchers. The first walk for Cameron Carver. Here's Jake Golden. That ball got away. Did not see. Was it a pass ball or a wild pitch? Okay, so a wild pitch moves the runner to second base. So Carver, with a walk and a wild pitch, needs to settle in here a bit. 4-0 games, so very manageable for the Pioneers. Just need to chip away here. A lot of baseball. It's a 9-inning ball game. We're in the 5th. Bullock now creeping at first base. And it's 2-0 on right fielder Jake Golden. He is the 8th batter in the lineup. Fouled that one off. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch misses outside. 3-1. So Carver continues to try to find a rhythm on that mound. He walked Soto and wild pitched him to second, and he's 3-1 now on Golden. And fouled off to the right side out of play, and it's full now, 3-2. Swing and a miss, and Golden is the first strikeout victim for Cameron Carver. And let's see here.
Number 12, Cord Simpson.
6 strikeouts in the ball game. The first 5 were by Chernusek. Adams did not strike out a batter in his 2 innings of work. Here's the 9-hitter, Cord Simpson, grounded out to second. Back in the 3rd inning. First pitch misses outside, ball 1. Well, just as a reminder, this weekend, tournament passes will be $20 for the weekend. Swing and a miss, 1-1 on Cord Simpson. For the District C tournament here at Mike Carter, $20 for tournament pass. I'll get you in all weekend. $7 per day session for adults, $5 per day session for a student with an ID. Children over 6. Children under 6 are not charged. Swing and a miss. And that's a second strikeout in a row for Cameron Carver. Runner at second.
Number 3, Ray.
2 outs now.
Gonzalez.
Here's the leadoff hitter, Ray Gonzalez, for the 3rd time. 0 for 2, a strikeout and a pop up to 3rd. No pets are allowed at Mike Carter Field, so if you thought about bringing one of your pets to the tournament this weekend, they are not going to be allowed in the ballpark. 4-0 Apaches. 2 outs in the top of the 5th. That ball's fouled off the brick to the right of home plate. It's 0-1 to Ray Gonzalez. The teams will come in and practice on Wednesday. And I was watching the weather last night, and there's a slight chance of some weather affecting this tournament. That's always fun. So, might want to bring your credit card if you're coming into town, and find you a hotel room and cozy up for some good college baseball here at Mike Carter. 1-1. In there for a strike. It's 1-2. Tyler's such a great place to host these tournaments. Got hotel rooms all over. Seems like every year we're adding another hotel in town. think if you're headed this way, you may want to get online and get you a spot. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Fly ball right field. That's going to be out of play into the Apache bullpen. Look out, right in the middle of them down there. J.P. Gorby caught that ball in his hat. And he'll roll it back to the dugout. He's all fired up about it. Kind of breaking up the monotony of the bullpen. The next 2-2 pitch. And Maddox thought it might have been strike 3, started moving toward the dugout. But he has to flip it back to Carver. And it's a full count. 3-2, 2 outs. Joey Soto at second base. Ray Gonzalez at the plate. Swing and a miss. He struck out the side. So the leadoff walk, and Carver works around it. Strikes out the side for the 8th strikeout of the day for Apache pitchers. We'll go to the bottom half of the 5th. We're halfway through this one. 4-0 Apaches. Bo Busing is going to lead it off. He had the big 3-run blast in the first inning to get things started for the Apaches. Takes ball 1. Landon Tyler came on in the second inning with 1 out. He's back out there as we go to the 5th. A couple of balls in the dirt. And it's 2-0 on Bo Busing. Busing walked in the second inning, so he's 1 for 1 today in the second game. He flew out to right, walked twice, and got hit, so he's gotten on base 4 times. I guess technically 5 times. The home run isn't actually on base, but it's counted toward your on-base percentage. That's a high pop-up to left field. Gonzalez has to come in. Now it's the shortstop, Jacob Watson, drifting back into shallow left for out number 1.
Now batting, number 12, Jarrell McDay.
1 out here in the 5th. Here's Jarrell McDay. Doubled and scored in the first inning. Popped up to second base in the second. First pitch swing and fouls it off to the right side, 0-1. McDade was in the leadoff spot in game 1, and he was 1 for 2. RBI and a double, a couple of runs scored. In the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Nobody aboard. Bottom of the 5th, 4-0 Apaches. They scored all 4 runs in the first inning. That pitch misses away. 2 balls and a strike. Apaches have just 1 hit since that first inning. Luke Boyd had a single in the second, and that's it. High fly ball left field. Gonzalez drifts back towards the warning track, and now he'll take a couple steps in and make the catch. 2 outs for Colton Whitehouse.
Now batting number 22.
Whitehouse 0 for 2 in this
Whitehouse.
ball game. Apache third baseman 0 for 3 in last night's game. Did not play in the first game today. First pitch to Whitehouse. Fastball up. Ball 1. 1-0 pitch. Outside 2-0. Landon Tyler, the freshman from Thayer, Missouri. The pitch, it's in there. 2 balls and a strike. Pioneers trying to even their record at 500 to finish it up today. Presently stand at 16-17. Apache's 32-20 overall. 4-3 in Region 14 play. The 2-2. Line shot into right field. And there's Colton Whitehouse's first hit of the day. So the 2-out single to right brings up Blake Maddox.
Now batting number 24, Blake Maddox.
Maddox does not have an official at bat so far today. Hit a sacrifice fly to left field. RBI that first inning. And he got hit by a pitch in the third. Two outs, 1 aboard. The pitch. Outside corner, strike 1. That ball's popped out of play. No balls, 2 strikes on Blake Maddox. At the 6th position in the Tyler lineup. Runner goes, grounder to third base. Going to stay fair. He touched it in fair territory. Austin Passmore tried to barehand the chopper. And I don't know, you almost got to give him a hit there, I think. But not an easy play for Passmore.
Now batting number 42, Eric Williams.
Now you have first and second. Apache's mounting a little 2-out rally here. Chopper, Passmore tried to, probably would have been better served to maybe let it roll, but you don't know that either. It was still well in fair territory, but it looked like it was moving foul. First pitch swing and popped up to the right side. Baker Wilson in foul territory makes the catch for the final out. So the Apaches get 2 2-out hits, but they strand them, and will go to the 6th. The score remains the Apaches 4 and the Pioneers from North Arkansas 0. Back in a minute from Mike Carter Field. Marco Gutierrez is a new pitcher for the Apaches. We head to the 6th inning. First pitch misses high, ball 1. Cody Fields at the plate for the Pioneers. Marco Gutierrez, 6 foot 170-pound right-handed freshman from Center, Texas. Next pitch outside, 2-0. Gutierrez is 1-0 with a 1.32 ERA. This is his 8th appearance of the year, 13 2/3. 10 strikeouts and 3 walks for the freshman from Center, Texas. Marco Gutierrez now on the mound. He would be the 4th Tyler pitcher in this ball game. '13th pitcher of the weekend. 3-0. In there. 3 balls, 1 strike. 2, 3, and 4 for the Pioneers. Fields, Wilson, and Passmore. Scheduled to come to home plate for Coach Bobby Howard, first-year head coach for the Pioneers. And it's a leadoff walk to Cody Fields.
Now batting.
First
number
walk
20,
for
Baker
Gutierrez,
Wilson.
the 3rd walk for Apache pitchers. Baker Wilson steps in 0 for 2, struck out swinging in the first, popped up to right field in the 3rd inning. Wilson was 0 for 2 in game 1, so still hitless on this Mother's Day. Check swing, and it's called a strike, 0-1. And it's going to be fouled back. And it's 0-2. Ball's low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. At first, leadoff walk to Cody Fields. Marco Gutierrez, snap throw over, step and a dive. And Fields is back easily. The pitch, this could be 2, 4, 6, 3. A great feed by McCusick. Boy, he just laid it right on the table for Luke Boyd. Nice feed right there by Matt McCusick. And it's an easy 4-6-3 double play.
Passmore.
2 outs, nobody aboard. The double play whites out the base runner. Here's Austin Passmore, grounded out to 3rd, flew out to center, 0 for 2. Marco Gutierrez has had some good outings, especially in the second half of the year. There's another routine grounder to McCusick at second. He'll throw over just like that, inning over. Halfway through 6 innings, 4-0, Tyler Apaches lead the North Arkansas Pioneers. Back in a minute on ApacheAthletics.com. And welcome back to Mike Carter Field on a beautiful Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there. Bottom of the 6th inning. 8-9-1 for the Apaches. McCusick, Boyd, and then back to the top in Braden Wise. He showed bunt and I must have got off the umpire. He's walking it off here. I didn't notice that it went off of him. It must have. And the catcher, Chris Worthy, is going to go out and do the common courtesy to try to give the umpire a chance to walk it off. 1 ball, no strikes to Matt McCusick. And just got a big happy birthday, or not happy Mother's Day to all the Apache mamas from, who is that from? I'm not sure who that, Mrs. Wise. Or Mr. Wise, excuse me. Especially Braden's mom, Tracy, watching from the ballpark today. So it was Mr. Wise reaching out to Mrs. Wise. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Happy Mama's Day. Nobody on and nobody out. 6th inning. 4-0. That ball got away. That looked like it might have got off. Mr. Umpire, I don't know if that might have got a shin guard. Those wild pitches seem to find people, you know. That ball's fouled down the left side into the bleachers. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Those umpires and those catchers have all that gear on, but a lot of times those foul balls and those wild pitches just seem to find an area that's not covered. 2-2, missed inside, and it's full on Matt McCusick. A couple of good plays defensively for the Apaches in the top of the 6th. He leads it off here in the bottom. 3-2, ball 4. So McCusick is aboard with a leadoff walk.
Now batting number 29, Luke Boyd.
It's the 5th walk of the day for Pioneer pitchers. Only the 1st walk for Landon Tyler. He's been throwing strikes. Here's Luke Boyd. Got a runner at first, nobody out. You might, well, I don't know if you're going to bunt here. Coach Wren talked about doing some situational hitting things. He did some of that yesterday. First pitch, a big hack straight up the chute. And there it was. Wait for it. And it hits right on top of the press box. 1 strike on Luke Boyd. Can't tell you how many times I've climbed up on that top of this press box. I have climbed up many times, much to the dismay of my wife. This net used to be holy, 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 and I had to go up there and fix it and patch it all the time. You got to climb up. Throw down to second on the stolen base, and safe is Matt McCusick. So it's a stolen base for McCusick. Yeah, it's not real, it's kind of slippery up there too, so you don't want to go up there on a windy day, but view's pretty good from up there. But back in the day, we used to have a net that was all messed up, and we would have to patch it all the time. It would come loose. And 1-2 pitch, little looper into right, base hit for Boyd, and the runner will be held at third base. And the Apaches got something brewing here in the 6th inning. A leadoff walk by McCusick, a stolen base, and now a looping liner by Boyd. Runners at first and third, nobody out for Braden Wise. 2 walks and an attempted bunt, so he's 0 for 1 today in this ball game. Did not play in game 1. Now he's going to lay a bunt down. Runner's coming home, the flip to the plate, and the ball's dropped, so it's safe at home plate for McCusick. It's a squeeze bunt. It'll go as a sacrifice. He'll get an RBI. And Wise is going to be aboard It's the RBI.
Now batting number 18, Chase Evans.
It's a 1-2 fielder's choice. McCusick comes home. Boyd goes to second. And Wise is safe at first. He'll get a sacrifice on the squeeze play. I don't think he was coming. It was a safety squeeze. Is that right? I don't think he was coming on the pitch. But as soon as that ball was down, there's some of that situational offense we heard Coach Wren talk about on the pregame show. As this will be the last dress rehearsal, if you will, before the district tournament. 1-0 to Chase Evans. There go the runners, and more situational hitting. A looping liner into left. It's going to fall in. The hit and run works, and the throw gets away all the way behind home plate. Here comes another run. And the runner is going to go all the way to third. And, boy, try to remember what happened there. So Evans is going to reach on the 1B7. He'll end up at third base. Wise
number 20, Busey.
went to second on the hit and run, and Boyd scored on the hit and run. So I don't think he's going to get one RBI on that. And the throw got away, and that advanced all the runners. So all those other runners are going to go on that errant throw. First pitch, that ball's well hit. High, deep, left field. This has got a chance, and for the second time today, Bo Busing has gone yard. This time a 2-run homer. 2 home runs and 5 RBIs for Bo Busing. He went down and got that pitch. It was a low pitch. And Bo Busing, 2 for 3, 5 RBIs and 2 homers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now it's 9-0.
Number 12, Jarrell McDade.
So the Apaches have opened it up here in the 6th inning. 5 big runs, still no one out. As Landon Tyler glances toward the bullpen, there are a couple of Pioneers milling around down there. First pitch swing, and he fouls it off to the right. 0-1 on Jarrell McDade. I see one Pioneer down in that bullpen area, but he's a lonesome stranger down there. There's no one to play with. I guess there is another guy sitting on the bullpen bench. So line shot into right field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Let's see how far McDade can go. He's running to second, and he'll make it to third easily. A triple for Jarrell McDade. Hit that ball very hard to right field, and it kept rolling all the way to the wall. And he just kept motoring around second. So McDade at third now, still no one out, and all right, what are we doing here? All right, we're gonna, no. All right, so Watson's gonna come from short to pitch. So they're going to go to a 9-man lineup here. Someone's going to have to play shortstop. So the new pitcher is going to be the shortstop, Jacob Watson. And for Watson,
now pitching, number 10, Jacob Watson.
This is his 4th outing of the year. He's 1-0 with a 5.73 ERA. 11 innings pitched for Watson, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. So at some point you gotta bring someone into shortstop. Okay. No, wait a minute. Pitcher went to third. Maybe the third baseman. So probably what's happening here is the pitcher, who is Landon Tyler, is going to move to third base. And he will go slotted into the 7 position in the lineup. And you'll lose your DH then, your 9-man lineup from here on out. So the new pitcher is going to be shortstop Jacob Watson. Watson takes over with no outs in the 6th inning. Apaches have put 5 runs on the board here in this inning. Watson, a freshman from Jonesboro, Arkansas. Nine nothing Apaches.
22, Colton Whitehouse.
And here's Colton Whitehouse for the fourth time. 1 for 3. Single to right his last time up. First pitch misses low, ball 1. So Tyler moves to third base, and Whitehouse with a fly ball center field deep enough to score McDade. And it's caught in center by Simpson. McDade hustles home for the 6th run of the inning. It's 10-0 Apaches. Sac fly for Whitehouse, RBI.
Now batting number 24, Blake Maddox.
And that's the first out of the inning. Here's Blake Maddox, the 8th batter of the inning. Maddox, infield single his last time up, 1 for 1. Line drive foul down the third base line. And it's 0-1 on Blake Maddox. Well, 4 runs in the first inning and now 6 more runs here in the 6th inning. And we're about to find out whether we're doing a run rule here. If we were doing a run rule, the Pioneers would be down to their last 3 outs. Actually, the game would be over if we're doing 10 after 5. But in a 9-inning game, usually, sometimes you move that run rule to the 7th. Yeah, 10 after 7 in a 9. Actually, they have some unique run rules in the playoffs. Sometimes it's 8 after 7, which I think is kind of cheesy myself. But swing and a miss, and Maddox goes down swinging. And for the Pioneer pitchers, that's the 2nd strikeout of the ballgame. First strikeout of an Apache hitter since way back in the 2nd inning. Chase Evans struck out swinging in the 2nd. And Maddox goes down here in the 6th inning. The 9th batter of the inning is Eric Bullock. He popped up to first base to end the 5th inning. And he's up there with 2 outs and nobody aboard here in the 6th. 1 for 3 in this ball game. Pop up, center field. Going back is Simpson, and he's right in front of the warning track and runs that one down. F8 if you're scoring at the house. The Apaches bring 9 batters to the plate and they plate 6 runs. Your new score from Mike Carter Field, 10-0 Apaches. All right, it's J.P. Gorby time here at Mike Carter Field. Sophomore from Culpeper, Virginia, on here in the 7th inning. 6'2" and 200 pounds. J.P. Gorby comes in. For Gorby, outing number 15 of the year, 0-2 with a 4.19 ERA. 19 and a third innings pitched, 14 strikeouts, 12 walks. For the sophomore from Culpeper, Virginia, J.P. Gorby on to pitch for the Apaches. He's the 5th pitcher of the ball game. Apaches have now used 14 arms, excuse me. This is the 14th pitcher in the 3-game series. And they got another right-hander tossing.
15, Chris Worthy.
And might that be Taylor Broadway? All right, so Travis French throwing in the Apache bullpen. Didn't know if they wanted to try to see Broadway in back-to-back days. 10-0 Apaches as we go to the 7th inning. It's almost time for that 7th inning stretch. Had to throw it out there, sorry. Here's Chris Worthy. Steps in for the 3rd time. He's 1 for 1. Singled in the 2nd and walked in the 4th. 1 ball, 1 strike. J.P. Gorby on in relief of Marco Gutierrez, who throws 10 pitches in his outing. Chernusek threw 36 pitches in 2 innings of work. And then it was Peyton Adams with 27 pitches in 2 innings of work. Carver threw 23 pitches in his inning. And then it was Gutierrez throwing 10 pitches in his inning of work. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now, Worthy's going to ask for time and get it. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the 7th, 10-0. Tyler over North Arkansas. 10 runs on 10 hits. That ball's in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, this is the last regular season game for both of these squads. The Apaches will move on to the district tournament here this weekend in Tyler at Mike Carter Field. And North Arkansas will wrap up things as this game concludes. Payoff pitch coming up. Here it is. Line drive into right field, base hit. And Worthy now 2 for 2. He's going to run straight through the bag just to be safe. We've already seen one guy thrown out at first from right field.
Now batting, number 10, Jacob.
Was that last night we saw that? I don't remember who that was. All right, so we got a pinch runner. 34 is running at first base for Worthy. And that would be Clayton Rice, a freshman from Choteau, Oklahoma. So Rice, the pinch runner at first base. First pitch in there, strike 1 to Jacob Watson, who's now the pitcher. Next pitch is in there for a strike. It's 0-2. We're in the top of the 7th. North Arkansas has 4 hits on the day, 2 of them by Chris Worthy, and he's now out of the ball game. The other hit was a double by Joey Soto back in the 2nd inning. Apache pitchers have done a nice job today, especially in this 2nd game. There's a looping fly ball right field, and Bo Busing comes in to run it down. What a day he's having. Bo Busing 2 for 3. 2 homers to left field. A 3-run shot in the 1st and a 2-run shot in the 6th. And stepping in now is the 3rd baseman, Landon Tyler. Gorby with the pitch. There's a tapper foul down the first base line. And good to see we got a first base coach over there now. No balls and 1 strike. to Landon Tyler. Gorby has his sign. The pitch. Foul ball off to the right side. It's headed over toward the Rose Stadium. Trinity Mother Francis Rose Stadium back to the right. Actually have a fireman's training complex just outside the parking lot here at Mike Carter. The Tyler Rose Garden to our left. Harvey Convention Center back behind us. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. There's a looping liner that is flagged down by McCusick. What a play. I didn't think that Matt had any chance at that, and the ball just kind of died, and he dove and made the play. So 2 outs in the inning. Really nice play there by Matt McCusick. And that'll bring up Jake Golden, and we're going to have a pinch hitter.
Number 9, Mason Kinder.
So the pinch hitter will be Mason Kinder. And Kinder is the freshman from Salem, Arkansas. And Gorby, is Gorby done? All right, so a new pitcher for the Apaches is J.P. Gorby is going to give way here. And who's it? Is it French is going to come on? Okay, so finally we see Travis French. We saw him tossing earlier in game 1 of the doubleheader, and they finally use him here in the top of the 7th. All right, so Gorby throws 12 pitches in his outing.
Now pitching for the Apaches, number 5, Travis French.
So Frenchie will come on with the runner at second, 2 outs here in the 7th. 6'4", 205, right-handed freshman from Kingwood, Texas, Travis French. On the year, Frenchie, 14 outings. This is his 14th appearance of the year. 2-0 with a 2.61 ERA. 20 2/3 innings pitched. 17 strikeouts, 6 walks for the freshman from Kingwood. The Apaches use their 6th arm of this game, and I don't know. Somebody's down there fixing that mound. I don't think he's throwing. I don't know if they're going to use someone else. And they may be doing this if they're going to play a 7-run or a 7-inning run rule. Seeing all these substitutions here at the very end of Fleury. As
now batting, number 9, Mason Kinder.
So Mason Kinder is the pinch hitter. And French is the relief pitcher. Again, Kinder, the freshman from Salem, Arkansas. Strike 1. Clayton Rice out at second base, the pinch runner. And quickly 0-2. So we'll find out here in a moment if the North Ark club can score a run, it'll take it down to a 9-run advantage. And if we're going to play a 7-inning run rule here, way outside, it's always a mystery. The bullpen looks like the bullpen's kind of packing it in down there a little bit. So I have a feeling this might be a 7-run run rule situation. Foul ball off to the right, and Kinder stays alive. Well, if Kinder reaches, Cord Simpson scheduled to hit next. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. And we'll have to watch the teams to see if that's going to be it. And that is going to be it. The Apaches sweep a doubleheader. And we'll wrap this one up here. 10 runs on 10 hits. They do not commit an error. North Ark, no runs on 4 hits. They commit 1 error. The loss will drop the Pioneers' overall record for the season to 16-18. And going to District C play, the tournament this weekend, the Apaches will go to 33-20 on the season. Let's pull up a quick box score for you here and see if we can give you some numbers. I can tell you right now, offensive star of the game, Bo Busing. Bo Busing goes 2 for 3, 5 RBIs, 2 home runs for Bo Busing. Jarrell McDade not far behind Bo. Jarrell McDade was 2 for 4. He had a double and a triple, scored twice. And offensively, let's see what else the Apaches had going on here. Offensively, as we take a quick peek at the box score. Chase Evans was 1 for 3 with an RBI. Of course, Bo Busing 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored, 5 big RBIs. McDade 2 for 4 with a couple of runs scored. And Luke Boyd got a couple of hits in that 9 spot. He's 2 for 3 with a run scored. So, boy, Coach Wren wanted to get a lot of guys some action this weekend, and I think mission accomplished. And in the process, they win 3 games. Last night, 5-2 win for the Apaches. Game 1 was a 12-1 win, and the finale here on Mother's Day, a 10-0 win in 7 innings. So that'll set things up for the district tournament. Let me pull that up quickly and re-inform you on some of that information. Some of you coming into Tyler here for this tournament. And appreciate all the feedback on the YouTube messaging and on the Remind messaging. Game 1 on Thursday at 9 a.m. That'll feature Coastal Bend Cougars and the North Lake Blazers. A 9 o'clock start. Game 2 will feature Cedar Valley Suns and the Eastfield Harvesters. That'll start at noon or somewhere thereabouts, depending on how these tournaments go. You play about in the tournaments, usually that first round, you're going to probably take 45 to 50 minutes between ball games. So you just keep playing until they're all done each day. Game 3 will feature the Tyler Apaches against the winner of Coastal Bend and North Lake. That's at 4 o'clock. And then Game 4, scheduled for 7 o'clock, will feature the Brookhaven Bears against the winner of Cedar Valley and Eastfield College. So that's day 1 of the tournament. After that, kind of all bets are off depending on what happens. If the Apaches can win that first day, they will play at 4 o'clock on Friday. And if they lose, they'll have to turn it around in a hurry and play the 9 o'clock game on Friday. So Friday's schedule is 9, 12, 4, and 7 again, as the elimination games begin in the morning at 9, another elimination game at 12, and another elimination game at 7. The winner's bracket game sandwiched between those at 4 o'clock. So, and then Saturday, you got a 12 and a 4, and then if necessary, that if game would be on Sunday at 2 o'clock. So just all depends on how things shake out here, but 6 teams will come to Tyler. Only 1 will leave. Now, I say that. There is a possibility, if the Apaches win the tournament, that Brookhaven could get an at-large bid. That's possible. It's not likely that any of the other teams would get an at-large bid if the Apaches were to win through this District C tournament. And if Brookhaven wins the bracket, if they were to go through the bracket and win it, the Apaches might get an at-large bid. We talked about the NJCA rankings earlier in the broadcast, and we'll pull up those rankings here and tell you that Cumberland County out of New Jersey now at last poll, they were 47-5. They're number 1 in the country. Then you got Niagara out of New York, 35-7. St. Cloud out of Minnesota, 33-5. And then another team out of New Jersey, that's Rowan Gloucester. They're 41-11. So in the top 4, you got 2 from New Jersey. So if one of those schools does not, obviously one of them is not going to win their district. You'd think that one of them might have an excellent chance at getting the at-large bid. This year, the first time ever that the World Series will have an at-large participant, to my knowledge. Ranked number 5 is Northampton out of Pennsylvania. They're 29-5. Century out of Minnesota, a second team out of Minnesota. So you got 2 of the top 6 teams from Minnesota. So one of those schools will not reach the championship round of the district tournament. So you got a couple of situations. You just wonder after district play next weekend who's going to get that at-large bid. There's definitely some multiple possibilities. It could be a team from Texas. It could be a team from New Jersey. It could be a team from Minnesota. And you got Tyler and Brookhaven at 7 and 8. So there's 2 schools right there in the top 10. One of those could get an at-large bid as well. And then Onondaga, another team out of New York, they could get a bid. Just depends on how these tournaments shake out. It's kind of like the Final Four and the big NC2A basketball bracket. Those when you got teams that win their conference tournaments, then you have more at-large opportunities. But if the teams that are highly ranked do not go through their brackets and win their conference tournaments, then there's a pretty good chance that there's going to be some at-large. Well, the one at-large bid is going to have to come from one of those teams that are highly ranked at this point. So that'll wrap things up for Mike Carter Field. The Apaches sweep a 3-game series from the North Arkansas Pioneers. 5-2 last night. Game 1 today was a 12-1 win, and Game 3 is a 10-0 win. So the Apaches will go in on a 4-game winning streak. Congrats to the North Ark Pioneers. 16 and 18 overall. We appreciate greatly them coming down and making the trip. I know they got out of class last week, but tip of the cap to Bobby Howard, head coach, who honored this schedule and played these 3 games even though the Pioneers were out of school. And had a good discussion with him. It was good to meet him. And nothing but best wishes for the Pioneers in the future. Surely we'll probably see them back in that district tournament quickly. For Coach Wren and the Apaches, they go in on a little bit of a roll. 4-game winning streak, 33-20 on the year. And again, they'll face the winner of Coastal Bend and Northlake at 4 o'clock on Thursday. We are not sure on the broadcast schedule, and we're going to try to broadcast video for all the games one way or another. So my encouragement to all of you would be to stay close to the Apache Athletics website, apacheathletics.com. And somewhere this week we will post some information about the viewership on if you cannot make it to Tyler this weekend. Hope a lot of you can, but if you can't, we're going to do our very best to broadcast all those games. And I'm going to be broadcasting a little bit here and a little bit over at UT Tyler as they host an NCAA regional tournament on their field. And so not exactly sure how many we're going to be able to do on the play-by-play, but stay close to the website, at ApacheAthletics.com, for updated information, hopefully as early as Monday or Tuesday of this next week. So for Dr. Tim Drain, and before we sign off here, a happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there. Thanks for hanging in with us. It's been a long, toasty day here at Mike Carter Field, but certainly the best wishes to all the moms that are watching and listening. And if you haven't contacted your mom yet, please do so. I wish I could call my mom and tell her Happy Mom's Day. She's gone on to be of the Lord, but we'll have a reunion at one point in the future. So if you still got a mom on the planet, give her a call, tell her you love her. Hope you have a great day. For the whole athletic department at Tyler Junior College, the Apaches sweep a 3-game set from North Arkansas. Until Thursday, this is Dr. John Gross signing off from Mike Carter Field. So long, everybody.